Welcome back to the channel. Now in this video we'll show you a poignant memorial site. We follow these telegraph poles, but where do they go to? We have a complete toilet disaster. We find the best park up of the trip so far. We have horses come and visit us. We discover a sea cave, and finally Stu goes fishing and he shares the expedition gear that he uses. Welcome to GetawayGeese. We are Stu and Jane, and with Harry, our Ford custom auto camper, we share our adventures. So join us in this our rough guide series to campervanning in Ireland. So we've set off from our very generous park for night spot, which is just basically just went for a couple of walks and chilled out. We did 2 walks. One was to the pub.
So
that's a nice walk. We met,
which was interesting.
met some characters, which is what you want to do when you're in Ireland, isn't it? Walk in that pub, and we did.
It makes an Irishman called Paddy, an American at the bar, and an Englishman.
We're still having a bit of problem with our rubbish. It's so hard to get rid of.
They seem to be few and far between, especially in the remote areas. It's not so problems in towns, I think, in larger towns.
So today we are going down the Sheeps Head Peninsula. So we're going to give this peninsula 2 days, maybe 3.
Yeah, got some good parkups by the looks of it. It's only a small peninsula. I mean, you can go around there in probably half a day if you zoom around it, so we're not going to do that.
Now our first stop today is the Air France Memorial that remembers the Air India Flight 182 disaster in 1985. The plane was flying from Montreal to London and it claimed 329 lives. Canadian Sikh separatists had planted a bomb that exploded 200 miles off the coast of Ireland, and the bodies were recovered along with the wreckage and brought back to Ireland. The sculpture here has references to the longitude and the latitude of the plane. And the crew and passengers were all captured on this plaque. It's a peaceful view looking out to the scene of the disaster, forever linking the lives taken from India, Canada, Ireland and Britain in that moment. And we move on to a couple of stops, the first being at Dunoon Pier. And it looks like this French motorhome is doing some running repairs. Mind you, his companions don't seem too worried. It's too early for us to stay the night, but it looks a good spot for a couple of vans. Okay, now when you see that much grass on the road, you know it's a problem. And well, this park-up target, it simply isn't one. Been to 2 park-ups, potential park-ups, but they, well, weren't suitable for him, so we're looking for just going to reassess and have a look at the map. Now this next stop had a difficult approach. It was down a steep and slippery road, and it doesn't unfortunately show easily in the video. I have no idea where Stu's gone. He's just parked and jumped out. I know he's back. I'm not going to turn my chair around until I've had the seal of approval that he wants to stop here. I know that he's still not 100% comfortable. He's just gone, I don't know, just to go and film it. He's worried about that track we came down. There was a lot of gravel on it. which will make it harder to get up, and it's quite steep. It's no good if he's not comfortable. Or we can always go back to that other one, or are these the two nice park-ups you said?
No, there's a place we parked at the top there that you can park as well.
Well, why don't we have lunch if you're not happy?
I'm only not happy because if we
No,
get
I know.
rain and that goes muddy, we ain't going to get up that hill. So
Yeah, there was a lot of shale. Is that what they call it?
shale.
Shale.
It's also mud as well.
For some reason, Stu is nervous about this stop. But as always, in hindsight, we could have stayed here as the setting was really picturesque. And back up the road we go, and in wet weather, it may have been a bit more challenging. So we decide to head to the Sheeps Head Lighthouse. But a no access sign 1 mile from the car park throws us. So this sign over there, I don't know if you can see it, it says no campervans past this point, but it's showing a motorhome. Are we going for it?
A miles away from Sheeps Head.
We're not much bigger than a 4-wheel drive, are we? Yeah, we decided to come down because it was... They say no campervans, but it's showing a motorhome, and we're not that much bigger than...
But in Ireland they seem to use campervan as the term rather than motorhome.
This is a breeze, actually, to some of the roads we've been down on this trip.
Well, this road is nothing, in my opinion, and loads of pull-ins. Is P pull-ins or parking?
Please turn here, cul-de-sac.
Drive down there in a motorhome because there's loads of passing places, so I don't know what they're doing.
And it's quite it's a well-maintained road.
Perhaps they're just trying to reduce the volume, I don't know.
The volume, maybe, yeah.
It's just the volume.
Protect the roads, I guess, I don't know. It looks like it's not a site for dog walkers, which is a shame, but we're not sure why. It's turning out to be a really great day for a walk, and it's worked out well as we head off along this dramatic coastline. And a shrine halfway along is a place for some to seek solace. We're following a line of telegraph poles that mark the route, and we're really surprised with the high winds at times that they stay up. And it looks like this fella is the last one in the line.
We're at the end of the Sheeps Head Peninsula. We've followed the line of power cables all the way down to the lighthouse, and on a good sunny day you'll be in for a treat.
This lighthouse is relatively modern, and it was built in 1968 due to an oil terminal that was built not far away to help the ships enter the bay. And it took an astonishing 250 helicopter lifts to bring the materials due to its remoteness. So it's time for us to move on and find a park-up for the night. And here lies a story of fate, as we nearly talked ourselves out of going due to the access road. So what happened to one of us walking down? And what a mistake that would have been. Oh my God, look at those waves. And here we go, as always, playing car park manoeuvres. When you say where I was, the first or the second?
First time. I was going to reverse into there, but I'm now thinking, come on, onto this car. I'm going to try one thing, if not I'm going to come back to where I am now.
It's not going to work. Is there a drop?
There is, but I just got to be careful.
Right, the words I think there is. Right, that's enough, that's enough, that's enough. Stu, that's enough. I can see a drop.
Will I be better here?
Yes.
Or better there?
No, I think here. Okay, we're going for the final inspection.
Loop.
Well, in fairness, it's a tight park up and we didn't want to block the turning area. Stu did a great job, but it's probably only suitable for one small van, and we feel that is us. We happened to be here on a sunny day with large waves hitting the bay. And what a backdrop. I discovered this plaque. And James Gordon Farrell, a Booker Prize winning author, lived locally and unfortunately fell into the sea whilst fishing and drowned. J.G. Farrell wasn't the only person to drown here. This plaque is to commemorate Roland Decker, who drowned here in February 2014 along with his friend. And again, a constant reminder of how dangerous the sea can be. We were trying to be healthy and have some vegetables, but unfortunately what we've bought is not edible, which is a bit annoying. We've managed to save that. That's what we've salvaged. But we've bought frozen.
Yeah,
they were frozen.
Breaded chicken. Bird's eye breaded chicken breasts. So I'm going to put those in the Ridge Monkey. We're going to have boiled potatoes, a little bit of cauliflower.
And we have got some
carrots.
Yeah, the carrots survived.
And sweet corn. So, disaster this morning. I've managed to break the Bivvy Loo. Okay, so I've pushed down at out the bottom of the base, and it pushed the bottom base out, which isn't obviously what you're supposed to do. Somehow you're supposed to push from the sides. I'm not sure there's a huge amount of space because it's quite compressed, but I need to have a look at that. I think it might have happened to Life's Too Short Ken, but they might have had a different problem with it. Old gaffer tape.
Stu's nearly just super glued his hand to a Bivvy Loo. Can you imagine going to the hospital with a Bivvy Loo? So with the toilet patched up and the wind today significantly reduced, we send Tom the drone out. And towards the end of the flight, a lady walks down with her dogs and horses as she's out for a walk with them. The horses just follow her down. They know the way and they're untethered. Stu has a good chat with her about the local area, and she lives in a cottage back up the hill. Stu didn't want to land Tom initially, as he didn't want to spook the horses. but he managed to land at the pier eventually.
So we found this perfect spot yesterday. Had a nice night and woke up to a calmer day today. The wind's dropped completely. It's just coming up to high tide. We're probably going to stay here another night, but I'm going to go fishing today, so I'm just going to take you with me. I've got a small, it's a rigged and ready X5 adventure fishing, so it's really great for if you've got a small camper van, you've got a struggling with space. It's got, it comes with 2 reels. It's not the cheapest thing, but it comes with 2 reels, a fly fishing reel and a normal spool reel, and then it's got several adapter type rod configurations you can have, etc. So that's perfect, and it comes in this fantastic hard tube case, so it's not going to get crushed when you put it in the camper van. And then I bought myself a small bag which has got far too much stuff in, so I need to reduce that, and a very small landing net that, should I be fortunate enough to buy, catch something, catch something. So I'm going to just get myself ready and get the rod up before I go across the rocks and find a place, a safe place to fish. So each piece, as you can see, it's I don't know, probably 15 inches long, and they fit in really well. I mean, the design of it's fantastic. Get it in the right way around. I do a bit of river fishing when you can. Obviously, you've got to have a license for that. Sea fishing in most countries, I think, is probably free. It's an RR 3000, so if you're into fishing, that may mean something to you. It doesn't mean a lot to me, but it seems a good quality, I must admit. When I'm casting, I can certainly get some distance on it, so up to now I've been really impressed with it. And then that just basically fits onto the reel that way. So there's quite a few YouTube channels for tutorials for beginners, as I am, but tying knots has always been a challenge for me. So there's some great links. I'll put them in the link of in the video. So when I go fishing, I tend to use artificial lures for spinning, or if I was, you can get for mackerel, you can get for like 4 feathers with a hook on each, and then you could either put a weight at the end to get your distance, or a heavy spinner, and fish off piers or rocks. I say, to be honest, I don't do it to catch fish. I do it to just go and enjoy the landscape a bit more than anything else.
And how many fish you caught this trip?
So she's got a pipe in, and she's my little moment to camera, and she's got to just join in. I've caught 1 fish this trip, more than the locals.
And how much have you caught since you started fishing again?
The same 1 fish, in fairness. You can't leave me alone. Can you support me, guys? Because I just don't have, I can't escape from this complete bullying all the time I get. Gloves on. These are fish handling gloves. I bought these just because Jane's allergic to fish.
We've been advised by that lady he was going the wrong way. So she's told him to go to the left and not the right, and he was going to the right. So
Trying to find a place where it's safe, but also close to the water, of course. Fish on! That, my friends, is a mackerel. Number 2. It's a different fish. I don't know what that is. It's a beautiful looking fish. Beautiful looking fish. If you can see that.
well, surely he hasn't gone over that way. And I go off to find Stu with the story of the author in my head, and I want to make sure he's okay. Just going to go and check that he is at a safe distance and from that sea. Oh, for fuck's sake. I've come in my most sensible shoes by Clark Specials. Great for the rocks.
That was really good. Really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed that. I don't know how long I was away. Was that an hour?
Oh, about an hour and a half.
About an hour and a half. I caught 3 fish. 2 I got in and that you'll see. 1 I just got in onto the rocks and it wriggled off and jumped off the rock and then went in the sea. And then I got a 4th real big bite. It was really fighting hard. So it was either a big fish, we all say that, it was the one that got away, or it was just a good fighter, but that was a real good bite. So, but I really enjoyed just being out there. Gotta be careful. So that's this afternoon's mission. We're going to go for a walk along the headland walkway, get to the top there, see what we can see. We're going to leave Harry to have a nice afternoon on his own. So all the walkways are all well marked. There's lots of cliff walks, yellow routes, red routes, blue routes and that. So there's nobody in there, but apparently that's a holiday home, but maybe it's a holiday home to a family, we're not sure. Speaking to the local lady earlier. And that's where I was fishing this morning. The tide's coming in now. I was fishing at the wrong time really. Still caught fish. So under where I am, there's a cave. And you can see seaweed being washed up in there. A bit of debris as well. Well, we reached our little objective. I have to say we've been really lucky with the weather. I know we've had strong winds and rain at times, but it clears so fast, and the wind, we've said it before, it's just so warm. So that's Bear Peninsula over there, that's Bear Island. Bear Peninsula goes all the way down. So that's an old copper mine apparently. In places there's very dark red coppery colour in the stone. Now whether that's got some particles of copper in, I don't know, but it looks very metallic, I must admit.
Okay, so this photo shoot didn't go well. Dirty camera lens, no tripod, lack of coordination, 5 out of 10.
So we saw this fenced off. We thought it may be to do with the mine, but listen. It's a sea cave.
Stu is determined to be a casualty figure. We're having a mishmash of...
So when you're out in a campervan and you're getting towards your food stock, end of your food stocks, you've got to improvise. So we're having a Chinese tonight, but it's going to be a Chinese pulled from many cultures. We've got Spanish chorizo, we've got peppers, we've got sweet corn, onion, celery, egg fried rice that will sit on top, and a sweet and sour sauce. And fajita breads.
I've got
somewhere.
those. It looks like there's loads of flies in the van, but I think it's dust. Very late on in life, we actually learnt after a lifetime of cooking. Do you pronounce it chorizo? Chorizo?
Chorizo.
That you take the skin off.
Now would have been chewy.
We never quite like.
That's going to be a Chinese in a minute. Only when I put the sauce in. So that was how it turned out. I think China meets Spain, I think is the answer.
Well, we'll leave it there for now, and what a great 48 hours it's been, and one that we will never forget. So thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video then help us grow the channel by subscribing, liking and commenting. And we'll hopefully see you in the next episode of Our Travels in Harry.